Today, we're in the fourth book of the Old Testament, Numbers.
God promised to bless the whole world through Abraham's family, the Israelites, and give them a home in the land of Canaan. God delivered them from slavery in Egypt, leading them through the Red Sea.
In the desert, God showed deep love by giving the Israelites food and water. God also gave them rules to show them how to love God and love others.
At last, God led the people to the very edge of Canaan, the Promised Land.
And that's where our story starts.
Let's go!
Hey everyone!
Hi, Brian!
Okay, so about 2 years after crossing the Red Sea, the Israelites had finally made it to the very edge of Canaan, the land that God promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God told their leader Moses,
"Send some men to check out the land of Canaan. I am giving it to the Israelites. Send one leader from each of Israel's tribes."
So Moses called a leader from each of the 12 tribes.
Shammua, Shaphat, Caleb, Igal, Joshua, Palti, Gadiel, Gadi, Amiel, Sethur, Nabi, and Juel.
So once the gang was all together, Moses laid out a super secret spy mission for these guys.
I want you to see what Canaan is like. Are there a lot of people or just a few? Are they strong or weak? Do their towns have high walls? Oh, and study the land. Is the soil rich or poor? Are there trees? Bring back some of the food that grows there if you can.
So just like that, these 12 men snuck into Canaan just as God had instructed. Now, for about 6 weeks, they traveled the length of the country and saw the places where Abraham and his family had lived hundreds of years before. On their return journey, the spies cut a bunch of grapes so ginormous it had to be carried on a pole between 2 men. You can bet that when they showed up in the Israelite camp at the end of 40 days, it made a pretty big stir. At first, the spies gave a glowing report.
Canaan is super awesome!
The land is filled with so many good things. It's practically flowing with milk and honey.
Yeah, check out these grapes.
But we can never go there.
The people who live there are powerful.
Their cities have high walls.
The people are like giants!
Even though the spies had seen many good things, they were stuck on their fears. Only Joshua and Caleb were brave enough to speak up.
We should go up and take the land. We can certainly do it.
No way. They're stronger than we are.
They're so ginormous that we look like crickets to them.
The Israelites chose to listen to fear. They went into complete panic mode, convinced they would be destroyed. They even begged to go back to Egypt. Joshua and Caleb tried to speak to them.
The land is very good. If the Lord is pleased with us, He'll lead us there. He will give it to us. But we've got to obey Him.
Yeah, don't be afraid of the people in the land. The Lord is with us.
Instead of listening to Joshua and Caleb, the Israelites talked about killing them. But in the midst of all this chaos, the glory of God appeared at the tent of meeting. God spoke to Moses.
How long will they refuse to believe in me?
Moses begged God to have mercy on the Israelites.
Lord, your love is great. Forgive the sin of these people, just as you've done so many times already. I have forgiven them, just as you asked. But not one of these people will see the land I promised to give them. But my servant Caleb has a different spirit. He follows me with his whole heart, so I will bring him into the land.
Joshua was also allowed to enter the land. God did forgive the Israelites for turning away again, but there were big consequences. Instead of forging ahead into Canaan, the Israelites ended up wandering and stuck in the wilderness for almost 40 years. Now, by that time, only Joshua and Caleb were still living to lead the new generation, their children, into Canaan. And fast forward, they did. At the end of 40 years, Joshua led the Israelites into the Promised Land. And right away, they came up to the walled city of Jericho. But with God's help, they faced their fears and those impossibly strong walls came tumbling down. But that's another story for another day.
Wow. I mean, so the spies' fears were real. I mean, their enemies were really strong.
Yep, but Joshua and Caleb knew that God had already promised to help them.
Yeah, they had to make a choice to do the right thing, even when everyone else was giving into fear.
So, what's our part in the story?
Well, fear is totally normal, but God can still help you be brave and do the right thing.
Yeah, maybe you're in a group where a popular girl is saying mean things about another kid. Your friends might be afraid to speak up because they don't want to get laughed at, but you can be brave and you can speak up because that's not right.
Or maybe the fire alarm goes off and one of your friends is really panicked. That happened in my school.
Yeah, you can be the one to stop and help them calm down.
Right. You never have to face fear alone. When you believe in Jesus and follow him, God's Spirit lives in you and can give you the courage to do the right thing.
Even if you are afraid.
And that's something awesome to hold on to.
Oh, for sure. See you next time.
When I wake up, I know that you are with me every step of the way. You're strong enough to handle any fear that I face. Even things that scare me, 'cause they seem too big. Even all the hard things that make me wanna quit. You're bigger than it all, and you're in charge of it. And I don't feel so worried when I look to you, Jesus. Your love is unforgettable. Your strength is undeniable. With you, nothing is impossible. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. When I look at how great you are, your kindness helps me believe that you are good, and with you I can do anything. Even things that scare me, 'cause they seem too big. Even all the hard things that make me wanna quit. You're bigger than it all, and you're in charge of it. And I don't feel so worried when I look to you, Jesus. Your love is unforgettable. Your strength is undeniable. With you, nothing is impossible. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. Your love is unforgettable. Your strength is undeniable. With you, nothing is impossible. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave. You are the reason, you are the reason I'm brave.
Hello? Are you serious? I'll be right there.
And now, let's make sure we get some happy, content little mountains. That's the phone. Hello? Yes, I'll be there in a jiffy.
Pickles! Oh.
Greg Lowe? Yeah, I'll be right there.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, I'll be there. Off I go.
Hey. Hey.
Do. All right, so what are we doing here? Gentlemen, thank you for attending this meeting of the John Vengers Initiative. We have something very important to discuss. Where are we going to go to lunch?
Oh, that's not the foods? That's menus? Greg!
Very important.
I love salmonella.
What do you want, Smiley?
Hello everyone, I'm John.
And I'm Steven.
And you're watching the show.
Bee! There's a bee.
What? What? Where?
There's a bee.
No! Where are you going? No, guys, get back here. Get back. No, everyone run. Steven, get back here. Okay. So, obviously we have a bee.
We gotta go
in the studio. Wait, will you just please calm down? Yeah. Calm down, Steven. Okay. Hey everyone. Sorry about that. The whole crew just left, so we're alone, but we've got a show to do. So where were we?
Intros.
Okay, that's right. This is the So-and-So Show, and today, well, appropriately, we're talking about courage.
Wait! Do you hear that?
I don't hear anything.
It's buzzing. I'm sure it's just... Ah! Please don't sting me! I'm too fragile to deal with physical pain! I can't do it, John. I can't do the show, okay? We gotta go!
We have to keep going forward, Steven, okay? Listen, bees are a very important part of the ecosystem. There are a lot of bees out there, Steven, that won't sting you at all. I assure you, Steven, the bee is more afraid of you than you are of it.
What happened?
Oh no,
Did it get you?
It was gonna, I got a face on it.
But did it?
No.
Okay. Why can't we just go home? This is ridiculous. There's an insect out there with a knife or a butt that's coming for us.
Okay, you know what? I get it. I'm freaked out too, all right? But there are people watching who want to learn about God and courage, and we have a responsibility to see this through. You know, we're like the postal service. Neither rain nor snow nor bees will keep us from delivering our jokes and japes.
Fine. Okay, I see that.
Okay.
It is important. I understand. Let's just get this over with so we can get out of here with our skin unpunctured.
All right. Oh, you know what? I think we should call in some backup.
Oh, what'd you have in mind?
It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey!
Hey, Kellen.
Quiet. It'll hear us.
Oh, right.
What's going on?
Hey, Kellen. There's a bee in the studio.
That's terrifying. But you know, bees are actually
an important part of our ecosystem. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know, but we still don't want to get stung.
Well, maybe I can take your mind off the tension with a story from the Bible.
That's what we were counting on.
Today's story is from the book of Numbers, and we'll be talking about a couple of guys named Joshua and Caleb.
Oh, Josh and Caleb? Wait, hold on.
What are you doing?
Well, I've been shooting a short film about Joshua and Caleb, and I just cut together a trailer. You guys want to see it?
When have I ever said no to you?
And would it even stop you?
Never and no. Okay, hey, let's go.
When you've been promised a land.
I, Moses, have been told by the Lord to send one leader of each of Israel's tribes into the land of Canaan.
You have to keep your promises.
Gentlemen, we need a recon on the land the Lord has given us. What kind of land is it? What kind of people live there? Are they strong? Are they weak? What types of cities do they live in? You'll need to take 40 days to scout the land and then report back. Do you think you can handle it?
2 men knew they could handle it. Caleb and Joshua.
We can handle it.
Hold on. Just want to clarify some things.
What's wrong? I felt like I was pretty spot on so far.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's not bad, but Moses sent 12 men into Canaan to scout ahead. Where are all the other actors?
Oh, I shot this on a shoestring budget, Kellen. I did the thing I always do when I can't afford another actor.
Put the same actor
in a bad wig. Put the same actor in a bad wig. Yeah, exactly.
Even when things look too good to be believed.
Look at the size of those grapes. It'll take both of us to lift one bunch.
A little fear can still turn things wrong.
The 40 days is up, and I'm so glad that everyone has returned. From everything I've heard, it sure sounds like Canaan is a truly glorious place for us to settle. I am thankful that God has promised it to us.
No, we can't go back there. We saw huge cities with giant walls. Everyone that lives there is too powerful for us.
The Lord is just sending us into this land to be killed? Oh, we should have just died in Egypt.
How am I doing so far, Kellen?
Pretty good. Even though the scouting party saw all the good things that Canaan could provide for them, and even though God had promised to give it to them, they were too scared to really go for it.
Most of them were too scared.
But when things are darkest, you have to stand up for what you believe in.
We should go up and take the land. If the Lord is pleased with us, he'll lead us there. But we've got to obey him. Don't be afraid of the people in the land. The Lord is with us. Yes.
Their countrymen's fear, though, was too strong.
Get him! Yeah! Throw rocks at him!
Things were turning bad, and then God showed up.
It's true. God was furious at the Israelites. They weren't trusting God's plan. So Moses had to beg the Lord to forgive them. God did forgive, but there were still consequences. The people would have to wander in the desert for 40 years. And the only people who went on the scouting mission who would get to enter the land were Caleb and Joshua. They trusted the Lord and they had the courage to do what was right.
Caleb, Joshua, in 40 days. Already showing in a Bible near you.
That's it. Not bad, right?
I don't know. I don't really care for trailers that feel like they show the entire movie.
Caleb and Joshua saw the same thing all the other people on the scouting trip saw. So why did they want to go into Canaan while the others were afraid? Simple. They trusted God. Caleb and Joshua might have been afraid too, but they knew God was with them. When you're faced with a problem you're afraid of, you can trust that God is with you too. I'll see you guys next time.
Oh, hey, thanks, Kellen. Do you think we're safe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so. I feel pretty sure we're clear of Okay, Stephen.
What?
Don't freak out.
The bee is on me. Don't freak out. I'm gonna freak out.
But if you do, the bee's gonna... Okay, wait, hold on. I got an idea. Try to distract it.
I am.
Okay, guess what? That's perfect. Keep screaming and running around. Whoa.
Buzz. Oh, Buzz.
Come here.
What happened?
No. Look.
Am I dead?
No.
Okay.
Come here. No, it's okay. Some bees like a little white sugar dissolved in water. Our little pal here, he was just hungry. See? He's just having a little sip.
Wow. Look at that. You're a regular Dr. Doolittle.
Well, I can't talk to the animals, but you know what I can do?
What?
Reveal the question! Today's question of the day is, what are people afraid of?
Bees. Mm-hmm. Even though they're a very important part of the ecosystem.
Very good. You know what I'm afraid of? People driving too fast.
Whew. It could be something really serious, like someone you love getting sick, or it could be something that even you know is a little bit silly, like imagining an alligator lives under your bed.
Oh, great. I wasn't afraid of that until now.
Well, whatever it is, God will always be with you, so you can do what you should even when the people around you are afraid.
Yeah, and as it turns out though, sometimes the things you're afraid of end up not being that scary at all.
Yeah, you're right, like this bee.
That's right.
Until next time, I'm Steven.
And I'm John.
And this was the So-and-So Show.